Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Pisces gang in early to mid-March? It is Pisces season, a lovely time of year. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces gang in early to mid-March. And while we get this card out, I just want to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. Whether it's already passed, whether it's still coming up, I really hope you have a great one, my friends. And I hope it sets the year off on a good tone. Let's get this card out. Oh, there we go. I'll take it. Cool. Hey, we got our good friend here, Mr. Bookhead. Okay, I haven't seen you in a little bit there, my friend. And this card always makes me crack a smile. It reminds me of the Page of Pentacles so much. And I don't know, I just think it's funny. And one day I will have a Mr. Bookhead costume. I promise you that. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this fine individual right here. So we see this young person. They look very studious, right? They have books for a hat, books for a necklace, scrolls, books in hand. It just screams Page of Pentacles to me. And I always say when it comes to all pages, they're students and they're messengers. So there is this undertone of communication that we're going to want to look at throughout the reading itself. But this is like an information sponge. So whether there's like a new venture, a new idea, new job, it's like I'm learning new information and I'm taking it in. For some Pisces, that thirst for knowledge, that thirst for information, that thirst for experiences could be heightened like crazy when we have Mr. Bookhead here. It's smart, it's intelligent. So I love the knowledge that it encapsulates. And again, it could also be communication too, right? Because it has all these written words and the page energy all over it. So we'll see if we get those themes throughout the reading itself. The only downside to Mr. Bookhead is it could be a secluded energy or a shy energy. So we're just going to let him chill out right there. No pressure, Mr. Bookhead. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Pisces gang. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled An Explosive Change. Now, I always say that life is perpetual change, right? We're always going through some sort of transformation. Things are always shifting behind the scenes, even if it doesn't feel like it. But the energy I picked up last week had a lot of fiery energy to it, where it's like big things start shifting, big things start changing very rapidly. So for some of you, that could be the case, whether internally or externally. And that could be the case for a couple weeks. So we're going to see what shows up this week, though. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Pisces gang. What do we got in early to mid-March for my good friends? Okay, Page of Wands. Oh, yeah, double page energy already. So we got a little bit of a theme here, my good friends. I know he's not the Page of Pentacles, but Page of Wands fits a very, very similar theme to Bookhead. Let's get a couple more. Maybe they're friends. All right. Well, I'll take this. We got the 6 of Wands. What? Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Let's get one more. Beautiful so far. I don't want to get too overly optimistic, but I like that combo. And then a Pisces power card. Okay, we got the moon, my good friends. This might be a good one, Pisces. This might be a good one, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But yeah, first at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. That tells us how the energy's flowing, how the energy's going to be moving, or the different areas of life that could be highlighted. And we have a nice little mixture. We got fire and water here. Now, I won't say they're oppositional, but the energies, they don't go together like peanut butter and jelly. And again, this could be like different things. But when it comes to fire, that's the realm of action. Very similar to that vibe I was picking up last week of the explosive change. This is the actions that we take, the actions other people take, the actions that we want to take or plan on doing. Fire can represent energy levels, vitality, health and wellness. It's great for passion, drive, desire, motivation. So this is outer energy when we see a lot of fire. The downside to it, yeah, it could be a little volatile. It could be a little explosive, like the energy we saw last week, where it could be going one direction, boom, take a left on us. So we'll want to see. I mean, the meanings of the cards are nice, at least classically, but then we have water right there on the back end with the moon, your power element, your comfort zone. That is the internal world. So the realm of feelings and imagination. It could represent people, things that we are emotionally invested in or that we care deeply for. Water is huge when it comes to creativity, creative expression. So whether it's writing, art, you name it, like there's a beautiful creative expressiveness to it. And obviously, water represents partnerships too. Now, the downside with water, it's hard to pin down, right? It's always ebbing and flowing, back and forth, up and down. Water is almost always moving. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. But let's start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Page of Wands, and it does have a lot of the themes or some of the themes that we saw with Mr. Bookhead a little earlier. Now, this could be a fire sign you're connected to. Maybe you have some fire placements yourself. Think Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If that's not the case, pages are youthful, they're fresh, they're new, similar to the bookhead in the beginning. The Page of Wands does carry a bit of a different energy because this is usually amped up to do something. That's the good thing about it. It's like I'm motivated, I'm feeling good, I'm going to make this happen, full steam ahead. That's a great thing with this Page of Wands. And remember, students and messengers, so this is great for taking on information. This could be a talk or a message of some kind that we'll want to look into further. And if this is the messenger, it's coming in hot. So we do want to take a close look. Now, what might be the downside to the Page of Wands? This can speak about when someone has their focus spread too thin, where it's like my mind is here, 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 and here. Sometimes this energy can burn itself out, where it's like too focused on too many different things and it doesn't complete any of the things because it's focused on all of the things. So that's something to watch out for. And especially if you're feeling down or energetically low, spirit might want you to rehabilitate or just recover that energy. So we'll see. And yeah, the Page of Wands can be a bit of a firecracker, right? Like this energy could do things, take action, say things where it's like, where the heck did that come from? So we're going to want to look at it further, of course. Now, moving to the center, we have a really, really good card. We got the Six of Wands, my friends. This to me is a card of complete and total victory. So I always say wins, victories come in all different shapes and sizes. This is no doubt a victory of some kind. We see the person, they're in a parade, they got their laurels, they're being applauded and cheered. So this is great, especially for like work and career. This is great for recognition. This is great for attention, whether you're trying to get it or not. The Six of Wands gets a lot of eyes. It's an energy of the limelight. So think of kudos, recognition, feeling valued. That's a big thing with this card. And yeah, attention is a really big one. So whether there's something that spirit wants you to put your attention to with the Page of Wands, Six of Wands, maybe someone's got their attention on you, like watching, right? We're going to have to see what's up. Now, what's the downside to this beautiful card of victory and wins? The Six of Wands can sometimes represent the ego or the outer shell of the self. If you're dealing with any individuals that have a very heightened ego, there's a big difference between being egotistical and confident, right? I mean, it's a fine line sometimes, but watch out for anyone with an overinflated ego. Now, moving to the back end, we have a Pisces power card. So, not only your power element, but your power card, we have the moon. Beautiful stuff. So, classically, this does link to Pisces. Some readers also give it to the Cancer collective. And the moon is the opposite of the sun, where like all this fire, it's intense, it's bright, it's shining. The moon is not. The moon is just very soft, quiet, subtle, working in the background. This is a card of dreams. It's a card of intuition, psychic gifts, all that kind of stuff. Your intuition trying to tell you something. But it is that soft and subtle energy that's working in the background. Now, the biggest thing to me with the moon is that it represents the unknown, the hidden, the unexpected, the surprising. So we're going to really want to look at this further. In my simplistic style, since it is a Pisces reading, maybe the clarifier will just tell us something that's coming towards you or what you might be feeling. But there is that inherent mystery with the moon, and the roughest side of the moon is secrecy sometimes. I'm not saying that's an energy that's definitely around you, but the moon can sometimes have a sense of secrecy to it. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that page. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Page of Wands here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this energy does get a little bit wild. So we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and this could be someone that's like overexerting themselves. So for some Pisces, this could be a little bit of a warning to like not force things. Don't overexert. Pace yourself. There is something or someone that Spirit's like, this needs to just take one little step down, one little step back, tone the intensity back just a little bit. Now, for a very small portion of you, if we are talking about a communication or conversation, Page of Wands, Two of Pentacles in reverse, this could be a conversation that's a little explosive. So similar to the change we had last week, now that's showing up with the conversation. And to me, an explosive talk or message represents either someone coming in out of the blue or a conversation intensifying rather quickly. So we have that message with the conversation, but then there's this big energy about pacing yourself, where it's like you can't finish it all in one day, like one thing at a time, one thing at a time. You need to like balance out the energy. That's just like the main thing that's showing up here. Because the Two of Pentacles isn't bad. Like usually, even in the upright, it's very harmonious, it's karmic in nature. But in reverse, it's just like a little off. It feels very busy, 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 busy. So for some Pisces, you might just have that urge in this time where it's like, no, I got to do something. I got to do this. I got to do it all. There's like a burst of energy, and Spirit wants someone to pace it or slow it down. But again, it could just be the conversation we were talking about. That's just explosive in nature. We're going to keep moving. I don't think that's the main part of the reading, right? Let's see what the Six of Wands has. And I really want to get over to the moon. But why is the Six of Wands here for Pisces, gang? What do you got for us here? What do we got? Oh, okay. Wow. So quick. And it's like you don't even have to work hard to do it. Like to me, this is an energy that's coming your way. And obviously, when it comes to creating things, manifesting things, it does take action from time to time, but it's more about inspired action. That's what I'm feeling here. The Six of Wands, the victory, the chariot, and the upright, it's coming in hot. So to me, obviously, this is a winner victory and a pretty big one, a pretty significant one. If not that, Pisces, just know in this time you might have a certain magnetism to you. I feel like all signs have a certain level of magnetism. Sometimes in the year it's more magnetic than others. When I see the Six of Wands with the chariot, it's like, oh no, here it comes, or here they come, whether it's a person or a situation. It's like you don't have to overexert yourself. You don't have to overexert. You don't got to do it all. You don't got to do the most. Just let the energy flow. There's this energy about the flow state. And I've been picking that up for the water signs too, where it's like the more you let it flow, the more things just seem to line up and stack up. You don't got to force a damn thing. So I like it. I think it's claimable. We're going to keep moving. So let's go in on the moon. I like it. Let's see what the moon has. So why is it here for Pisces, gang? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So talk to me about the moon. Why is the moon here for Pisces, gang? Cute. Quiet. Super, super quiet. Okay. This is the need for some quiet time. This is also like super, super quiet for some reason. I'm not sure if this is you or another person. So we have the Hermit. That's usually a withdrawn, pulled back energy. So we have this big extreme in the vibe where all this energy, it's like fiery and vibrant and it's exerting and things are coming and there's like this magnetic energy going. Then it's crickets, right? Like we have the moon with the Hermit. That's like very quiet, very introspective. Now, for some Pisces, that could be advice from Spirit. And as someone with Pisces placement myself, I know it's super important for most Pisces, not all Pisces, but most Pisces need a little bit of quiet time, need a little bit of alone time, need a little bit of time to connect with the inner self. So whether that's through creative pursuits or just having a little time to be in your own cave. Like when I see the moon and the Hermit, it's like, someone needs a little alone time. Like that's initially what's showing up here. So again, whether that's you or somebody else, it's like someone just needs a little quiet for a minute and everything's okay. But This can also be advice about like all this good stuff, all this energy, all this magnetic stuff coming your way. Spirit might want you to keep it quiet for some reason. I'm not here telling you to keep secrets from all those that you love and stuff like that. But to me, it's like, all right, even if you got all this stuff going on, just keep it quiet for now. So whether it is the win, victory, whatever we're seeing, Spirit wants you to keep it hush for the time being. There's just this really quiet energy. I don't feel like it's everything falls off a cliff. That's not what this feels like to me. Um, Either that or it's advice to have some alone time. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. I like the reading a lot this week, especially if you're pacing yourself. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Page of Wands, Two of Pentacles in reverse. This energy feels like it needs to do it all, where it's like, I got to do this, and this. And watch out for burnout. There could be spirit wanting you to tone back or tone something down a little bit, one foot in front of the other, pace yourself. Now, this can also be an explosive talker message coming into, so keep your mind on that. But in the center, beautiful magnetic energy here with the Six of Wands and the Chariot. And it's like you don't even have to overexert yourself. You just need to get into the flow state and let it come. It's like that type of vibe. So we got that win, victory. It's big, it's massive, whatever label we want to put on it. It's just vibrant. It's like, yeah, it's coming. Here it comes, here they come type of vibe. Moving to the back end, we have the Moon with the Hermit. Very, very quiet. Now, for some Pisces, that could be spirit saying, like, hey, maybe you need a little alone time, or someone does with this energy. It's just very quiet and introspective, which I think is a healthy thing. Even if it's just a couple of minutes a day, it's a very healthy thing to just be with your own thoughts for a while. But then there's also this advice that, like, all this other stuff that comes in to keep it quiet for some reason, keep it to yourself. So do with that what you will. You can take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Pisces? Quick, super quick. Okay. Knight of Pentacles in the shadows, big earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Now, this fits almost precisely with the main theme of the reading, because I always say all knights to me represent action and also messengers, right? And what was the big theme we had right here on the front end with the Page and the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Toning it down, pacing yourself, not letting something go wild. So again, whether it's all the stuff on your to-do list or it's a conversation that might get a little intense, when I see the Knight of Pentacles, it's spirit saying, slow it down, because it's the slowest of the nights. Now, for some Pisces, hopefully this isn't the shadow side of the card that makes us feel stuck. And I know for some people, especially highly motivated individuals, you might feel like if I'm not moving forward, I'm moving backwards. But that's not always the case, right? It's okay for things to be quiet. It's okay for things to not shift for a time. Doesn't mean you're stuck permanently. So just watch out for claustrophobia when we have that. So we're going to leave it at that, Pisces. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.